Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Blockchain Central. Today we'll put all these countless cryptocurrencies in one basket and see what they're all about. Before we start, please note that this content does neither represent financial, legal, or tax advice, nor is it supposed to be understood or interpreted as solicitation to buy or sell any securities, coins, or tokens. In this video, we'll talk about cryptocurrencies in general and introduce the terms altcoin and token. After Bitcoin became an international success, many new coins have emerged. Some used a modified Bitcoin protocol and some designed a completely new one. All of these new coins are called altcoins, which means alternative coins, because they're an alternative to Bitcoin. Besides altcoins, developers can also issue tokens, which are built on top of the altcoin blockchains. Over the course of this video, we'll take a look at both technologies, identify advantages and disadvantages, and give you examples of both solutions. Many altcoins are derived from Bitcoin protocol, which means that their starting point was from the open source code of Bitcoin, to which the developers made adjustments and later initiated a new blockchain. The new cryptocurrency can, for example, benefit from faster transaction times, use different mining algorithms, or even include various privacy upgrades. Popular examples of altcoins, which are based initially on the Bitcoin protocol, are Litecoin, Dash, and Bitcoin Gold. There are also other altcoins developed from scratch on a completely new blockchain structure. For example, the new technologies of Ethereum, IOTA, and Ripple. These completely new blockchain concepts serve specific tasks. For example, Ethereum allows the development of an application on the Ethereum blockchain itself. IOTA and the Tangle structure is optimized for the Internet of Things, and Ripple can perform faster banking transactions. Altcoin projects require their own infrastructure, which includes the blockchain itself, but also a sufficient number of miners and nodes to ensure the decentralization of the blockchain. The development team behind altcoin can also decide on the mining algorithms and supply schedule. Sometimes they can also introduce changes to the already rolled out protocol of the blockchain itself. In the case of Ethereum, for example, the founding team currently advocates a change from the power-hungry proof-of-work mechanism to a more efficient proof-of-stake mechanism. Of course, the Ethereum Foundation cannot just dictate these changes to the network and has to rely on the acceptance of the majority of the miners. But in reality, the influence of the Ethereum core development team is very significant. So far, so good. How do tokens differ from altcoins? Tokens are based on already existing cryptocurrencies, and most popular tokens run the Ethereum blockchain. Since the Ethereum blockchain does already exist, implementation of a token on top of Ethereum is less complex than developing a new altcoin from scratch. Tokens make use of the infrastructure of Ethereum, with its numerous nodes and miners. As a consequence, tokens are highly dependent on the underlying blockchain technology. If the nodes and the miners of the Ethereum network stop working and disappear, the tokens would be affected as well. In addition, token issuers have to rely on the underlying blockchain and have little leverage to push major changes in the protocol, such as, or for example, increasing the rate of transactions per second. However, issuing a token on top of an already existing blockchain is less costly than developing a new altcoin. Popular tokens are Tether, Beyonce Coin, and Golem, and can be traded just like normal altcoins. In addition, there are different types of tokens, such as security tokens, utility tokens, and payment tokens. Security tokens can serve as participation in companies or earning streams, such as dividends or interest payments. Utility tokens grant access to goods, services, or discounts of future services. Payment tokens have no direct link to a project and they function as storage of value. After the tokens were created, they can be distributed to the public, to the investors, or to the participants, for example, through an ICO. If you want to know more about ICOs, check out our video on this subject. Comparing both markets clearly shows that the altcoin market is much bigger in market capitalization than the token market. Even though there are around 800 different altcoins and 800 different tokens currently on the market, the market capitalization of altcoin is around 240 billion, including Bitcoin, almost 6 times more than the token market. It is also worth mentioning that the altcoins have the potential to be used by the developers to launch their own tokens on top of an existing blockchain technology. This helps to increase the usage of the altcoin network and positively influences the value of the related cryptocurrency. Okay, so what can we take away from this video? Well, first of all, we now know that all cryptocurrency coins other than Bitcoin are called altcoins. Some of the altcoins originate from the Bitcoin protocol. Others are entirely new blockchains. Developing a new blockchain requires an entire infrastructure to be built around the blockchain with its miners and nodes. However, developers of altcoins can influence the construction and technical specifications of cryptocurrency. Tokens, on the other hand, are based on already existing cryptocurrencies. Therefore, the setup is much easier, but changes in technology itself are more limited when compared to altcoins. We can also conclude that token investors only invest in a certain right or service, whereas altcoin investors invest in the actual technology and protocol behind the cryptocurrency. That's it for this episode of Blockchain Central. Let me know in the comments which altcoin is going to hit it big in 2018. And as always, make sure to hit the like button if you like this video. And don't forget to subscribe to Blockchain Central to never miss a beat. Happy investing.